Okay, it looks like we should be good. Looks like we are live right now. Guys, let me know how the audio is coming in. Want to make sure we are nice and crispy. We are nice and audible. Let's see here. It looks like everything should be going good on my end, but if everyone can go ahead and let me know how the audio is coming in, that'd be absolutely great. Just let me know in the live chat. See who we got in the chat so far. Looks like we got DJ, we got Mason, Danny. What's going on, guys? AFC, Uncle Fresh, David. How's everyone doing today? Great, great. Okay, good. Looks like the audio is coming in good. By the way, make sure to go ahead and let me know if the background music is too loud. I can always go ahead and adjust that for you guys. So we're going to wait like 4 more minutes. We'll start like officially at like 35 just to make sure, again, that we have enough, just so we can get more people in the chat. Give them an opportunity too. If you guys didn't know, this was a Q&A stream, so if you guys have any questions regarding Airsoft at all, or if you want to ask me questions too, if you're interested in that, by all means, I have no problems with that whatsoever. Hear you fine, RJ. Thank you. Much appreciated, much appreciated. Yeah, we're going to start it in just a little bit. How is everyone doing today, too, by the way? How is everyone's weekend going so far? Mine's actually going pretty good. Pretty good so far. Very excited to go ahead and continue streaming. Mason going to dinner. No, nice. Let me know what you're having. Food sounds really good right now, actually. I won't lie. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. What is a tan gun in the background music? Mason Fresh. Okay, what is our place? I want to make a DMR. What should I start with the rifle? RJ Fisher. That's actually a very good question. As soon as we start, I'll go ahead and be able to go ahead and answer that one as well. There's actually quite a few suggestions I got for you. And same thing with random animations. I definitely got a few recommendations that I can go ahead and give you. And it's actually good that you guys were watching the stream because if you guys don't know, I mean, regulars always know. There's always opportunities that we like to go ahead and give out. Extra exclusive chances to increase your odds of winning the next Shopping Spree giveaway when you place your order during the stream. But I'll get into that in a little more detail later. Dark Tree right now. Yes, this is live. This is live right now. As in like now. Let's see here. Going to good old Texas Roadhouse. I haven't been to a Texas Roadhouse actually in a long ass time. David Farmer can't hear the background music. Okay. I think it's right now the music itself, like the song is actually like fading down. But again, if my main concern is that it's too loud. As long as you can hear my audio, my voice is like loud and clear, that is the best thing that I can hope for. I have been able to get the background music playing in the background. I can definitely increase the volume if you guys really want me to, but I think I'm going to keep it here for now just because, again, I want to make sure I'm nice and audible. Yeah, let's see here. And again, guys, we're going to be waiting about like 2 more minutes before I officially start answering some questions before the stream officially starts. We'll start at 35. Just waiting for more people to go ahead and join the chat. What's up, Dartree? What's going on, man? What is going on, my brother? Again, ASGI fam, that's right. The Mayo Gang, we're all here, hopefully. How would I fully load out Airsoft SMG mag? Again, guys, Mason, good questions. Again, as soon as we like officially start in like 1 minute, you only got 1 more minute left, then we'll go ahead and start answering some questions. Make sure to go ahead and also make recommendation too. I'm going to say it again when we like officially start. Make sure to go ahead and put the letter Q in front of the question that you guys have. That way I can more easily identify it so it's less likely to get lost. Always helps out. I feel like I'm going to do vocal exercises again. I have to go ahead and start like lubricating the throat, if you will. Me. Just start singing. No, I wish I was like Cisco. I wish I was like Cisco and I could sing that well. Mans has like the what is it? The vocal cords of a god. All right, it's 3:35. Looks like we'll go ahead and officially start. What is going on, guys? My name is Isaias, and welcome to not really an official title for this show, but this is an Ask Me Anything live stream. We're doing this live at the Custom Showroom and Lounge at 21077 Commerce Point Drive in Walnut, California. So if you guys want to go ahead and get all your Airsoft goodies in person, make sure to go ahead and swing by custom showroom in Walnut, California. My boy Justin and myself will get you taken care of. In addition, of course, we have a bunch, and I mean like a ton of items that are available online right now on our website. A lot of them are going to be super discounted right now. We have going on right now a bunch of sale items, right? We have a bunch of new products as well. Look at all these new things, new everything, new, so much new, right? And again, so many shocker deals. These are the best deals that you can go ahead and get. But if you guys can go ahead and see on my left right here, we have an exclusive promo going on right now only, right, during this specific live stream, right? So we started at 3:30. We're going to be ending at about 5:30ish, right? As soon as the live stream is over, this promo is going to end. So that is any $50 order, right? Any order that you place that's $50 or more will get you 5 entries into the Shopping Spree giveaway. The Shopping Spree giveaway, for those of you guys that don't know, we do a giveaway every Thursday, right? We start up the prize pot off at $600, and all it takes to enter is a $20 order. $20 or more. It can be, again, for BBs, green gas, any essentials that you might need, maybe a whole airsoft gun. If you want to go and pick up something like the Mayo Gang MGC4, right? Just throwing that out there. You guys can go ahead and place your orders for that, and you will have an entry into the giveaway. However, again, during live streams like mine, we like to go ahead and throw in some exclusive promos to help increase your odds and help everyone get more of a chance to be able to go ahead and win, right? So again, if you want to go ahead and increase your odds and win, the prize pot right now it's been stacked. It's at $1,200. That's $1,200 that you guys can go ahead and win. And all it takes is a $20 order. But if it's $50, you might as well go ahead and get those 5 extra chances to win, right? We also have some coupon codes going on right now. Make sure to use coupon code 20th for 10% off your purchase. And again, that can apply towards anything, right? It can be an airsoft gun, BBs, accessories. Like, it doesn't matter. You will be getting that amount off. However, if it's already discounted, you can get an additional amount. As long as it's not a shocker deal, you'll be getting double the savings, right? If you want to go on and get 20% off accessories specifically, use coupon code 20BD. That's as in birthday. We've been here for 20 years, baby, and hopefully another 20, maybe even longer. So make sure to go ahead and use coupon code 20BD at checkout for 20% off accessories. That can also apply towards BBs, green gas, batteries, chargers. You can definitely apply towards that. Use it at checkout. Save yourself the most. And if you're looking to pick up some tactical gear, maybe like you want to get up like a combat uniform, maybe a helmet, a chest rig, or a plate carrier, make sure to go ahead and use coupon code GEAR at checkout to get 20% off all tactical gear orders. So make sure that you place your orders while you can. But like the title suggested, this was actually a Q&A live stream. So if you guys have any airsoft questions, whether it be, looking for recommendations, you are looking for, like maybe parts, you want to go ahead and see what sort of tactical gear you want to go ahead and get, maybe where to play, maybe how to start playing, tips on how to be a better player. I'm not sure, stuff like that. Or even if you want to ask me personal questions about myself too, that by all means, go for it. Just make sure to go ahead and put the letter Q in front of it so that way, again, I can properly identify it, and it's a lot less likely that it will get lost in the chat. Now, with that said, why don't we go ahead and get started? Why don't we? All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. So I'll go from the earliest to, or not the earliest. I'll go from the newest to the oldest first. And again, guys, feel free if I haven't gotten to your question, please be patient. You can more than welcome to go ahead and ask the question again, as long as you're not spamming. That's all we ask, right? All right. Kilpi Drani asks, does Airsoft GI ship to EU? We should be able to go ahead and ship to Europe. We've actually shipped a couple of things before. Like, we ship internationally. Obviously, it is going to be up to the buyer, the purchaser, to understand and follow all their country's laws, even if it's just state, right, that local to that one area, to follow all their local regulations and laws regarding airsoft or replica firearms. Just because once it leaves our hands and it's in the shipper's hands at that point, once it reaches customs, that's it. Whatever happens at that point. Now, with that said, we've shipped thousands of orders like internationally. But again, just make sure that you understand your country's laws regarding airsoft. But yeah, it shouldn't be an issue to EU. Can I get a free broken gun for iDanny15? No, we won't be able to go and give a free broken gun. We do typically have Boneyard mystery boxes that are available for sale sometimes, so make sure to go and check those out. David Farmer, what is your favorite airsoft field? Ooh, David, that's actually a really good question. If I had to pick what my favorite airsoft field was currently, I have 2 actually. I'm typically more of an outdoor player, but I also will practice indoors as well, especially I have an upcoming Milsim event where I have to clear buildings. I like to go ahead and get some practice in. But for outdoors, for me, I like to go to Jungle Island Paintball, otherwise known as Wildlands Airsoft Park. Again, I just like their field. I feel like it caters towards pretty much every style of player, and the field layout itself is really good. And for indoors, I like to play at Project N1. I've been going there for years. I absolutely love that field. I think the staff there is really, really solid. I love the rules. It is big boy rules, but no one there plays like a jerk, if that makes any sense. There's no toxicity really at that field. The refs do a really good job of cutting that out, and I really appreciate when a ref goes above and beyond and ensures that everyone is having a good time. Aggressive gameplay, but non-douchey mentality from the players, if that makes any sort of sense. Where can you buy KWA 2.5 plus gearbox? We sell several KWA items. However, for that one, you might have to contact KWA directly, but I believe, let's see, KWA gearbox. KWA. Let's see here. Make sure. Yeah, it looks like we 2.2 GX gearbox, but you're looking for the 2.5. For that one, you probably would have to contact KWA directly for that specific OEM component, because that is an OEM part. Let's see here. I know there was a few more. What's the best airsoft gun to get? I think I already answered that question. This one's from Dina Jones. If you had to choose, would you rather use a sniper or M4? Okay, so between the two, it'd definitely be a lot easier for me to use just like a standard AR or M4. Snipers are like specific. If you're talking about specifically bolt actions, I don't have the most amount of experience with that, actually. That's the platform that I have the least amount of playtime with. I have played with them before, and personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Not because I'm not like an impatient person, just because I just feel like it's so much easier just to be able to go ahead and have faster follow-up shots in the event that you miss, right? That's the whole thing, right? With any sort of like DMR or any sort of like long-range build that's like in semi-auto. Semi-auto is always going to be a really, really convenient feature. But between the two, I think I would choose an M4, but I'm not opposed entirely to using a sniper again. Again, I am going to get back into the sniper game. It's just going to be a matter of when and what platform I want to use for it. I have a few ideas. Mason asks, how would I fully load a Airsoft SMG mag? I'm having trouble loading it. Okay, so it depends on whether, this pretty much goes for any Airsoft gun, right? Whether you're looking at a mid-cap or a high-cap magazine. What I mean by that, let's see here. Okay, yeah. Okay, here's a good example. Right? I got two magazines here with me. I'll go ahead and give you a whole breakdown, Mason. So, depending on the mag that you have, right, specifically what platform, it really shouldn't matter too much, but just in case, it might add variety. But regardless, there's typically two types of magazines, mid-capacity and then high-capacity. A high-capacity magazine, or high-cap, is very easy to load. This applies to SMG platforms like MP5s too. There's usually some type of door, right? You guys can go ahead and see that. I'll make the screen bigger so you can see. There's usually some type of door that you can use to access and pour your BBs into, right? That's very easy to use. And on the bottom, there's going to be a winding wheel. Use that, wind that in the direction it specifies, so that way you can get the BBs to come all the way up to the top, right? Once you insert into your gun, then you want to wind a little bit more. Make sure, again, that the spring is nice and taut, and then that way you can properly feed. Now, after a while, after some BBs, you will start experiencing dry firing where you are shooting, but there's no BBs coming out. So make sure that you keep your magazine wind every so often. It's not the best system. I understand it is a little inconvenient, but the upside is that they hold a lot of BBs. Now, I would highly recommend for pretty much everyone, if you don't already, make sure to go ahead and get some mid-cap magazines, right? Mid-cap magazines are so much easier. You are required to use a special tool called a speed loader in order to properly load them, but speed loaders themselves are, especially if you get like some of the cheaper ones, you can get one for like less than $10, and there are some nicer, faster like crank ones like this guy. Right, it's very, very convenient, very easy, right? Like one of these winding, sidewinder style speed loaders. Insert that, and then you can literally just wind, right? And you can, it's so fast. It is so fast. But they sell various types of speed loaders as well on our website. You can go ahead and check them out. Simply by typing speed loader on our website, you'll get a huge variety. Like here, we'll take a look, right? Speed loader. Waiting for this to load. Yeah, you can find a ton of different ones, especially these like the ones, the limited edition Mayo Gang ones, where you get like the nice cool swag sticker on there. Oh man, looks super cool. But there's different types as well that you can go ahead and get. But these are really, really convenient. Again, because you don't have to do a simple hand like button. You can literally just wind a wheel as fast as you can and it'll load it. So highly recommend doing that if you're not already using a mid cap. Let's see here. Right, there's my mouse. Haven Wood asks, what's the best airsoft gun to get? Also, can you buy scopes from this site? Haven Wood, absolutely you can buy scopes and other accessories. Go onto our website and go accessories. You can go silencer, aiming, optics, and accessories. And if you're looking for like, there's different types of optics, obviously. If you're looking for like a red dot, we got that. Rifle scopes or fixed magnified optics. There's several different categories. Or even if you want to get some other accessories like a PEC box, maybe a laser or flashlight. Foregrips, like vertical grips like that, or hand stops, we have a section for that as well. But yeah, there are plenty of options for you. If you want fixed powered optic, but if you want like more like a rifle scope, and we have a few of those as well. Yeah, it really depends on what style you're looking for. But yes, we absolutely sell them on our website. But again, use coupon code 20BD to get 20% off your optic. Again, just saying, that's going to be just do it. Do it right now. Do it. It's so worth it. It's so easy too, especially because like if you get like a really nice one, you can get 20% off that optic, right? If it's $50 or more after the discount, you should be able to go ahead and qualify and get 5 entries into the shopping spree, 5 chances of winning $1,200. Just saying, be a really good idea to go ahead and place your orders right now. But regardless, yes. And then what's the best airsoft gun to get? Okay. If you're asking Haven Wood, like what is the best like overall airsoft gun, in my opinion, right now, the best airsoft gun that you can go ahead and get. You can say I'm biased. I don't care. I know what I'm looking at, and especially because I saw and I had an input when it came into what went into this airsoft gun, and so did the community, so did the Mayo Gang itself. It's got to be the MGC4, right? It just, you guys knew it was coming. For all my regulars, you guys know it was a thing. The MGC4 is like... What can I say about it that I haven't already said before, right? At this point, I'm going to be gushing about it, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to gush more about it. It is the coolest fucking, like, gun that you can go ahead and get right now, right? And there's so many different versions. We sell several packages for it. Let's go ahead and just pull up the standard black, right? Pull that up. There you go. Yeah, it's on a pre-order right now. Right now, they should be here. It's just a matter of getting them to... They're at the port. It's just a matter of getting them to clear customs, which should be fairly soon, like really, really soon. But they are still on a pre-order status. But this has got to be the gun to have of 2023, right? Version 2 gearbox, quick change spring system, rotary style hop chamber. It has the works. It is fast as hell, too. It shoots so incredibly fast. If you guys haven't already, check out all the social media covering this. We've done plenty of social media for this guy, and we're going to continue doing so because more people need to know about this gun. More people need to know how good this freaking gun is. Everyone that's owned one so far, like Stitch, absolutely loves his, and for good reason, right? This thing keeps up with like builds that are supposed to shoot faster than it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. This thing punches well above its weight class. So if you're asking me what the best airsoft gun to get right now is, it's got to be the MGC4. Okay, gonna get rid of that. There we go. Okay, what's the best airsoft gun to get? Okay, this one comes from Trace Heilman. What high kappa magazine would you recommend? Why did I read high capo? Sorry about that. Trace Heilman, what high cap magazine would you recommend for ENL AKM? ENLs should be compatible with most magazines out there. However, I do know that a lot of AKs, ENL being no exception, are a little picky when it comes to their magazines. If you're looking for high cap specifically, I mean, normally I just recommend sticking with a mid cap, but if your goal is to go out and accumulate more rounds, usually my best recommendation is to stick with the same brand. That's like for easiest safe bet, right? Stick with the same brand and you should be okay. Magazine. Because it's its own OEM, right? There should be no issue when it comes to compatibility with its own brand stuff, right? That's usually what I would suggest first. Yeah, let's see what we can find when it comes to ENL magazines. This internet is really slow. See here. Wow, this is taking freaking forever. Why is the internet... Okay, you know what? I'm going to open up a new tab. There we go. All right, upgrade parts. Magazines. There we go. Airsoft gun magazines. AEG magazines. Let's go that. Okay, so ENL. If you're looking for high cap magazines, let's try AK. How about this? AK magazine. That should be a little faster. AK 140 rounder. Oh, man, we got some good deals on magazines too. Honestly, even these packs magazines these are dope. I actually genuinely enjoy these. Okay, for TM, AKs, AGs. LCT, I'm gonna recommend that you not go with the LCT ones, not unless you want to do some modification to it a lot. LCTs are very picky, like more. I think they're the most picky AK now that I think about it, between all the AKs as far as what magazines they'll take. Yeah, you honestly, if you want to save yourself a little bit of money, pick up maybe like the Lancer high capacity magazines. Those are 500 rounds, and they're cheap. They're $11.69. Like that's like nothing. You can pick up several of those. Pick up 2 of those, and you get yourself $20 order. That's an entry into the shopping spree. I'm just saying, maybe consider getting more. Maybe consider getting more, and that way you can get 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Yeah, the Arcturus ones will work. For sure. Like I'm thinking like Arcturus guns or Arcturus magazines will indeed work for sure. But I'm looking for high cap magazine. Yeah, I guess you can go with these too. This is actually a pretty convenient pack too. For $79.99, that's actually really good. And you can go, and again, coupon code 20BD, coupon code 20BD for 20% off this order right here. At $79.99, that's pretty good. You're getting that discounted. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. All right, but let's see here. What other magazines? What other questions can we go ahead and answer? Let's see. Make sure. Some Norse and Eureka at the moment. Hey, Dartree, you're in Eureka. Damn, dude. That's pretty far. Let's see. All right, question. This one comes from Alex Otero. I'm having trouble removing pin that separates the lower and upper receiver. Is there a specific way to do it? If we're talking about like an AR, what's up, Alex? I actually do remember you. For that one, if my memory serves correctly, I believe you ordered the R15 in bronze, if I'm not mistaken, from my last live stream. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like that's the case. If that's the case, if you're doing it on an R15, and this pretty much can apply to most AR AGs. If it's just a straight pin, like there's no screws needed to go ahead and undo like a cap to secure it in place, usually just gently tap it. You can go with a hammer, but I don't recommend just bashing it. Again, you never want to do that with anything regarding your airsoft guns. For the body pins, again, just take a punch maybe, right? And just take a hammer and just lightly tap it gently. If you go too hard, especially at like a weird angle, there is a potential that you could crack your receiver. This goes for pretty much any metal airsoft gun, any airsoft gun, right? You can do that. So just gently tap it out. You don't want to force it. That's the best recommendation that I can go ahead and give you for that. See, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, yeah, this one came from Random Animations. Hey, what is a good, cheap starter airsoft gun? Well, Random Animations, it depends on what you mean or what you define as cheap, right? Cheap for some people might actually be pretty expensive. Usually what I say for absolute beginners, like this is your first airsoft gun that you're getting, I would usually say have a budget of anywhere from about $150 to about $250, right? In that price range, you can find several, and I mean several, really great options for you, right? But it also depends on what it is that you're looking for in your airsoft gun. Usually the cheaper you go, granted, not always the case, but you are going to find that there are maybe not as many features or maybe not as much stuff that you get out of the box. Maybe the value isn't all quite there, right? Whereas, you spend a little bit more money in like maybe the sub 200 or like just slightly above 200, and it turns out you actually get a lot of different stuff right out of the box. So that'll include like maybe a battery, maybe a charger, extra magazines, maybe features inside the gun itself, right? But really depends on what it is that you're looking for. If you want my honest recommendation, there are a ton of items that you can get. If you look up the Lancer Tactical Gen 2 models, one of my favorite ones to recommend is the LT31, specifically the Gen 2 LT31 Raider. That is probably my favorite, I guess, quote unquote, like affordable airsoft gun, right? 209. Honestly, that ain't bad considering you are getting a battery, you are getting a charger, right? You are getting a pre-installed like metal rail on there, and that rail is nice. That is pretty damn good, close to a Daniel Defense Mark 18 style rail, right? That is pretty much your setup. You are good as is, right? 603 Type 4 inner barrel, rotary style hop-up chamber, a true quick change spring system, and like I said, battery and charger included, which again, it's not the best battery and charger in the world, but it's definitely enough to get you out there and playing. That is probably going to be one of the best values that you can get for your money, especially if you're looking for a good airsoft gun. There are other brands as well that you can go with, right? If you really want something really cheap, like absolutely cheap, you can go with brands like Double Bell. Waiting for that one to load. Yeah, you can go with Double Bell, like something like, let's see here. Be specific. double bell M4, right? Right. You can get something like this M4 CQB, like Riz, right? CQBR. You can get something like this for $159.99, right? Now you're not going to be getting all the same goodies out of the box, right? And I would say the quality is going to be better with the Lancers, in my personal opinion. But again, if you were looking just for something real basic, you can definitely go with something like this. At the end of the day, it is still using a version 2 gearbox, and you can always upgrade that. There's always going to be parts for you, right? Okay. I know there was a question somewhere I saw earlier. Kieran Otoruk, do you have a G? I do have a girlfriend. Thank you. I do have a girlfriend. I think someone was asking me earlier, like, what would be a good I don't remember. I didn't see the question earlier, or I saw the question earlier, but I don't see it now. What would be like or they're trying to look for a DMR, but they're not sure what the best platform is. Honestly, if you're looking for a DMR that's affordable and like a great place to start, I would say go with the SR25, right? The SR25 specifically, I love the SR25. I think it's a really cool platform. I specifically love these Golden Eagle SR25Ks though. These K models are dope, right? They're super affordable, right? They're under $300. There's a lot of SR25s when they came out that were like well above the $300, sometimes well above the $400 price point, right? And here's the thing, if you have the money for that, by all means, absolutely go crazy, right? And even now, especially with these coupon codes we got going on, right? Coupon code 20th, 10% off, right? But, with these guys, you can still apply that coupon code and get even more off, right? Let's go ahead and take this guy, for example, right? M-Lock style rail system, so you can definitely find a lot of accessories for that. It is going to be using a full stock, so you can go ahead and put a big-ass battery in there. If you want to put a fat-ass brick in there, by all means, go for it, right? Magazines are going to be readily available for this. PTS even makes an EPM magazine for this guy as well, which I highly recommend. It is going to be snug, I will say that. That specific PTS EPM magazine is going to fit in the magwell very tightly, but honestly, it is kind of worth it considering it's not going to just, if you hit the mag release by accident, it won't slip out, right? So just forewarning on that. But yeah, this would be an absolutely great option if you're looking for a DMR that was going to be affordable and fairly easy to work on, right? Because it is version 2. Some version 2 parts are compatible with this bad boy, so definitely would recommend. All right, let's see here. I'm going to go to the most recent questions. Okay. Oh, gosh. Looks like Gerwin Dionara with the 99 cents donation. Thank you, Gerwin. Appreciate that. If you want to go ahead and support the channel more directly, recommend you also go ahead and shop at Airsoft GI. Okay, this one comes from Toasty VR. What is the best airsoft gun primary and secondary for beginners? There are a few options. Toasty, when it comes to, again, like I was telling, I believe it was I forgot what was the animations like earlier. But there are several different options you can go with. But my honest opinion, I genuinely mean that I believe that the Gen 2 series from Lancers are probably going to be the best bang for your buck. If you're looking for a beginner rifle that's, again, affordable, but still has a lot of longevity and has potential. It has a lot of performance potential. This is still using a version 2 gearbox that can always be upgraded later on. And I think they perform great. All the Gen 2s perform fantastic out of the box. And there are other options too. If you don't like this version, you can go ahead and just go to AEGs, right, and find the Gen 2 tab. And there's like so many options. There are a ton of options that you can go ahead and find. Some of them are on a shocker deal too. So just saying. So if you want the full metal, that's an option as well. Really depends on what it is that you're looking for, right? Another brand that you can always check out is going to be Arcturus. Right? If you want, one of my favorite ones to recommend from Arcturus has got to be, where are you? There you go. The NYO2CQ 10-inch. Again, that's just a solid platform. Again, it's at that 10-inch length, so it's not too long if you wanted to, say, bring it to an indoor field, but it's not so long, or it's not like super short, right? I think it's just like perfect for most beginners that are kind of testing the waters and trying things out. And it looks cool. And it has a micro switch trigger, 602 Type 4 inner barrel. It's good. It's a really solid platform. And for $214, yeah, hella dope. And again, you get it cheaper when you use coupon code 20th. Again, that's 10% off your purchase. And since it's definitely over $50, you order that during my stream right now, you'll be getting 5 entries into the shopping spree with 5 chances to win $1,200. All right, let's go ahead and keep answering some more questions. Dorkian, any updates on the MGC4 Mark II? Yes, they are. Like I said earlier, they are at port. It's just going to be a matter of getting them cleared. Once they clear customs, then they'll be able to go ahead and ship to us, and then we can start shipping out all the pre-orders. Okay, let's see here. Make sure. Let's say, how long do customers' guns take till they ship? Just as surely. It depends. The custom guns themselves, we have to go ahead and order when it comes to building them, especially if they're like our what do they call our Storm or our Typhoon lineup. They are all built like individually by hand. They're all made to order. Right, so they can take some time, a few business days to go ahead and be built out, and then we can go ahead and send them out. And again, once we build them, it doesn't mean that we automatically ship it. We have to actually QC everything. Like here's the thing, you guys are paying for a premium airsoft gun, right? We want to make sure that you are getting premium performance and consistency, right? There's no point us sending out like low quality shit. We want to make sure that when you buy a custom gun from GI, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be God tier. We have to make sure of that, right? We would feel like absolute shit, right? If that was the case where we were just building guns and then just shipping them out. There's no way that we'd be able to go ahead and do that sustainably, right? So whenever we get an airsoft gun, we always have to test it. And if for whatever reason we're having issues with QC from a certain part, we have to go ahead and make sure that we go in there, fix it, or swap out the part, whatever it may take, to ensure that you are getting the best performance possible. And as soon as it ships out, you get an email notification and a tracking number from UPS when it actually ships out, so you can keep stat tabs on it. Okay, let's see here. GTS Mags, making sure I'm not missing any questions. Okay, interesting. Being sometimes worth it. What tracer would you recommend for an M4 for outdoors? That comes from Scatsman Gaming. Okay, so for that, when it comes to tracers, there's plenty of options, right? When it comes to playing outdoors, though, I normally wouldn't recommend using a tracer unless like you're playing when it's a little bit later on in the day, right? When it's a little bit darker, it's a little easier to actually see your BBs. Because in the bright daylight, it might actually still be pretty hard to see your BBs, right? But if you are playing, like, again, at like maybe closer to like sunset or maybe even past dark, I would usually say there's several options you can go with. But here, let's go ahead and see a few. Let's take a look at a few, right? Let's go tracers and tracer BBs. There you go. Most of the tracers we sell are going to be fairly bright, honestly. Ace Tech, you can't go wrong with Ace Tech. They've been around for a while. Like, again, I trust all their products. I have several of their stuff. I actually am a very big fan of the Bifrost. The Bifrost, I think, is one of the coolest fucking tracer units out there. I think it's so cool, right? Just the fact that you get it's a Spitfire-style tracer unit, so you will get a option to have a simulated muzzle flash, but the Bifrost offers the flash itself to come in a variety of different colors, everything from, like, blue, red, purple, yellow, orange. If you want to do the full RGB spectrum, it can do that as well. Literally, it's like you're shooting rainbow guns. It looks cool, like, it looks awesome, right? It has a really bright glow with the tracer BBs that you're using. Pretty much works with most brand tracer BBs. I haven't noticed any one brand working weaker than others. Though my favorites probably have to be the Lancer tracer BBs. I think they're just really good quality. They just really are. Again, you can go with other options too. If you don't really care for the simulated muzzle flash, there are other options as well. You can go with like a Bravo, right? For example, Bravo mini tracer unit. We sell a ton on our website. There's that whole section going on right now for tracers and for tracer units. So check them out. But for me personally, if I had to give my recommendation, I like Ace Tech, their Bifrost specifically, and I would say their Brighter C. But that's just me. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, this one comes from Flower Flame, asking, would you recommend .25 or .28 gram BBs with the Lancer Gen 3s for skirmishing? Forgot to put the Q in front of my question last time. Don't worry about it, dude. It happens. Mistakes happen. I'm not going to be a huge stickler about it. Would you recommend 2.5 or 2.5 for the Gen 3 for skirmishing? It depends on where you're going, right? If you're playing indoors, a lot of fields actually have have regulations in place stating that you cannot use heavier weight BBs. Project N1, for example, you can't use anything above a 2.5, right? Totally makes sense, especially because there is no minimum engagement distance at that indoor field. So if you get shot up close with like a 3.0 or God forbid like a 4.0 or something, right? If they're really not checking, then yeah, that's gonna hurt. But for 2.5 is gonna give you greater overall like range, like maximum range. The effective range might actually be a little better with a 2.8. Their hop-up chamber, here's the thing, the hop-up chamber itself and the hop-up arm is actually really solid. Their hop-up bucking is decent, I have no complaints about it. It shouldn't have any issues lifting a 2.8. I think, personally, for me, I would rather go with a 2.5 if my gun is completely stock. However, once I start upgrading it, like if I change out the bucking and the nub, right, for let's say I want to get like a unicorn Type Rainer barrel where it comes included with both, then I would probably say, yeah, maybe start going with 2.8s. But again, that's only if you're playing outdoors. Alvin11 asks, Isaias, I noticed the QRF Mod 1 mags are on a pre-order. Does that mean a possible QRF Mod 1 gun restock? Yeah, no, here's the thing. Here's the thing with airsoft guns, right? COVID definitely like slowed down the process a lot, and it's not 100% perfect yet. It always takes time to go ahead and, again, manufacture enough and then have it cross over the ocean, literally, because it's on a boat, and then it has to go ahead and be distributed to everyone, right? So yeah, I mean, like, as soon as we can go ahead and get some more of those in, we can definitely go ahead and get that restock. That's not going to be a problem at all. Just see here, make sure I'm answering everything. Looks like, okay, this one also comes from David Farmer as well. Or actually, no, Garwin Dionara asked first, what do you think of this BQB gun that looks like paintball markers? I mean, there's like a few that are like more like these airsoft guns that are looking more and more akin to like paintball markers. I don't, here's the thing, I don't hate BQB. I as much of a like milsim style player as I am, I don't hate BQB. In fact, far from it. I actually look at the BQB community and I think it's really cool. I think being able to turn airsoft into a competitive sport, like almost kind of like similar like esports, is really cool. I guess you could like counter that with like, you know, maybe it has some other effects on the community. I mean, maybe, but I don't really care. Again, I like to cater towards everyone. I think there's so much fun to be had in airsoft. Who am I to tell people how to go ahead and play with it, right? So if they want to cater towards that demographic and have paintball guns that look more like paintball markers, or have airsoft guns that look more like paintball markers, then who am I to go ahead and say no? Would I personally go with that? No. It's just not my aesthetic, right? But, you know, if that's what people like and if that's what they're familiar with, then by all means go for it. A lot of people forget that airsoft, like a lot of airsofters specifically, we started off with paintball, right? And having those like sort of paintball marker looking airsoft guns is also kind of an easier way or an easier transition for paintballers trying to be airsofters as well, right? And even then, what's with the label too? Like people are allowed to play both. I would love to go out and play paintball again with the homies. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but I see the appeal. And I mean, we sell them too. we have them too. All right, let's see here. Okay, this one came from David Farmer. In your opinion, AK or M4? Okay, that's a tough one, because I mean, both AK and M4s have so many different variations amongst themselves, right? Personally, okay, I guess I would say like if you're looking for a recommendation, if you're a beginner for the most part, right? Or if you're looking for just a platform that's very easy to upgrade, easy to work on, easy to find parts for, the M4 is going to beat out the AK, even though the AK is not too bad either. In fact, some of the parts that between AK and M4, like internally, like their gearbox, some of them are interchangeable. Not all of them, but there are some, like gear set, right? But with that said, externally, it definitely is a lot easier to work on an M4 and just start customizing it and building it to what you like, right? It is, right? I've worked on both. It is easier to work on an M4. And I mean, it's called the Barbie, gun for a reason, right? Like you can put whatever the fuck you want on it. And it's cool, right? I think I like a lot of the variations you get with the M4, right? But I think aesthetically, I just like a clean, just basic, like stock looking AKM, AK-47, hell, even some AK-74s, right? I'm not the biggest AK-12 guy, but, I can appreciate those as well. I think aesthetically, I like the AKs just a little bit more, like the base guns, but I think there's definitely a lot more you can do with the M4, so take that for what you will. Both are really good options. And again, you order an airsoft gun because they're definitely over $50. Order one before the end of the stream, and you'll get 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. All right, here we go. Okay, answered all of that. Sorry, let's go down, make sure. Okay, we're caught up. So, answer the most recent questions. Okay, here we go. Tactical. What accessories do you recommend for AR-15? That comes from Tactical. Well, Tactical, that depends mostly, not so much on the gun that you're using, but more so on the play style that you have. So we have we have had several shorts on figuring out what type of accessories you need, and we've even talked about it on podcasts. But to answer your question, it really is going to come down to a matter of individual preference, where you're playing, how do you play, right, and also what your budget is too. So typically for accessories, for me, the list of priorities will typically go some type of foregrip, right? Whether that be like a vertical grip, angled grip, maybe some type of hand stop, something along those lines. Then I would say an optic, And then I would say maybe like a flashlight or maybe like a PEC box, right? Again, you can have your own list of priorities and whatever variation you see fit. The reason why I say foregrip is just it adds a little more comfort, and I feel like comfort is the most important thing, especially if you're playing for longer periods of time. But optics are definitely like another thing that I would say are pretty like high on that list of accessories as far as priorities go. But it really depends on what you like, right? So if you wanted to go out and say, again, there's different types of optics, right? Let's say you want to go with an optic first, because I know a lot of people love going with like the optics first, like getting a red dot, right? So it depends on how you play. Now, usually I find let's say if you go with something like this reflex, you don't have to go with this one specifically if you're not a fan of the color. I actually kind of like this color, but let's say you go with a reflex similarly styled to this, right? The upside with a reflex sight is that they have in my opinion, they do have a larger sight picture, right? It's a lot easier and faster to go ahead and just pop up, and you can see the window already right there, right? It's a lot easier, and it doesn't block off your peripherals, right? It feels like it's very open and it's very quick. But some people don't really like this style, and I will admit, when it comes to like gameplay wise, this is always the style that I see get shot out the most. I will admit that is the style I see get shot out the most, especially if people aren't wearing like a BB shield or some type of like lens protector for it, right? Now you can also go with something like, I don't know, like one of these guys, right? Sort of like this T1, this tube enclosed style optic. Now the upside going with like an optic like this is that again, like it's especially if it's like this, like a T1 style, it's going to have a riser like integrated into it somehow, right? Which means if you were wearing like eye protection or like bulkier style goggles or even a full face mask, having that little bit of elevation helps so much with being able to go ahead and actually use it. Otherwise, if it's hitting the rail or if it's just like attached to the rail and if there's no elevation to it, it's going to be real hard. You're going to end up like just dunking on the actual like receiver, right? It's just going to be banging up against it. You're not going to be able to use your optic. So that makes it a lot easier. Now the downside with that is the shape itself it is enclosed, so it's a little harder to go ahead and actually keep peripherals open. You're likely to, or very prone to get like tunnel vision with a tube style. And I normally am not the biggest fan of that. I do have like T1s, I think, because again, I think they look cool and they are a great optic. They do their job very well, but that is something that can happen is if you're not careful, right? But again, it all depends on what you're looking for and what you prioritize first and where you're playing as well. Because again, if you were to go ahead and get something like, I don't know, let's get like, one of these rifle scopes, right? If you put one of these guys on, like, say, an indoor build, it might not be the most useful and most practical in that situation. You can definitely do it. Absolutely nothing wrong. I'm a firm believer in you can rock whatever it is the hell you want to rock. But it's not going to be the most practical either. But regardless of what it is that you pick up, make sure to go ahead and use coupon code 20BD for 20% off all the accessories that we sell. Again, 20BD for 20% off accessories. That's fucking insane. Take advantage of it. Please, because I can't do it. I can't take advantage. I'm an employee. I can't take advantage of these savings. Okay. Let's go ahead and keep answering some more questions. Monkey Man asks, what mid-cap magazine should I get? Well, Monkey Man, it depends on the type of gun you have, right? If, for example, you have an AR, right, an M4 or an M16 of some kind, you're looking for mid-caps, usually I would say go with either the PTS EPM1, so EPM1, move that to load. You can go with like a PTS EPM1, right? These are 250 round mid-caps, $31.99, which is a little pricier, I'm not going to lie, when it comes to magazines. But again, use coupon code 20BD for discount. But go ahead and get one of these guys. It's 250 rounds. That's a lot of BBs you can hold in a mid-cap magazine, meaning there's no winding. It's literally just a mid-cap, right? Absolutely recommend it. If you want to get just a traditional one, you can get just a regular EPM. If I can find it. Dang it, don't know where with it. Yeah, you can get that's an EPM one. Dang it. But that actually kind of brings up the other magazine that I wanted to go and talk about. Or you can also use the Lancer Tactical High-Speed magazine, right? Lancer Tactical High-Speed magazine. There you go. Yeah, these magazines are like slept on, right? For those guys that know, they know, right? That these magazines are fucking dope. And they're cheap. Dirt cheap. $11.99, that is so affordable, right? These are 130 rounder mid caps, and they keep up with like really, really fast high rate of fire builds, right? They keep up. So definitely recommend these guys, especially if you want to go. They even sell them in packs too. They sell them in packs. So if you wanted to get like say not that you have to get the blue one. I really like the blue too. I think my favorite color is purple, but let's say you want to get like a blue pack, right? $59.99. That's gonna be the same price across the board for every color that they sell. Just saying, 20 BD. It's right there. It's right there. But yeah, these are really, really dope, and they'll save you a lot of money too because these magazines are slept on hard. Always love recommending them. Okay. Leafs fan 8034 asks, what do you think about the Lancer Gen 3s? I think they're awesome. I think they took everything that people were, hoping for from the Gen 2. Because here's the thing, Gen 2 kicks ass. But I know there were some people that wanted a little bit more from them. So for those people, they brought out the Gen 3s, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at those Gen 3s, shall we? Our Lance Tactical Gen 3s. There's so many different variations, and we've made several combos with them as well, which, again, will also get you entered in the Shopping Spree giveaway. Place your orders. There are so many different variations that are available. Some of them are on a shocker deal. Like, damn, that Archon 9-inch. Beautiful, beautiful. But the Gen 3s are dope because you are going to get that pre-installed Nebula MOSFET. Like, that is really dope. And it's programmable, too. So, again, very similar to these Ion Arms. It's going to be the exact same MOSFET that they're using. You can go ahead and program it for like burst fire or even do a binary trigger function if you wanted to. And what I mean by that, you pull the trigger once, it shoots, but the action of letting go shoots it again. So right as fast as you can pull the trigger. That's awesome. That is really cool. You are still getting a 603 Type 4 inner barrel, rotary style hop chamber, quick change spring system, and it actually comes included with a low FPS spring out of the box, which I think is really, really dope. No battery and charger this time around, but honestly, I think it was worth it because they can go ahead and include that spring too. So, pretty damn cool. Hella worth it, honestly. Like, can't go wrong. Leafs fan 8034. See here. Andrew Carrillo, can I make my Lance Tactical M4 into a HPA? And if yes, how? Okay, so Andrew, you can pretty much turn any AEG, or pretty much like most airsoft guns, into an HPA setup, so long as the parts for it exist, right? Now, thankfully, when it comes to like any M4, that's like the easiest one to do it on. We actually sell here. I'll just give you an example. The biggest things that you're going to need, some type of like HPA engine of some kind, right? You're going to need a regulator, you're going to need a tank, and you're going to need a line. Those are the four big items that you're going to go ahead and need, right? There are OEM parts that we do sell as well, replacement components that you can get. But let's go with, HPA. Actually, see if there's a way to go ahead and... One of the ones that I usually recommend people get is Fusion Engine, right? Right? Something like this, right? A Polestar Fusion Engine drop-in kit, right? Replaces out the entire gearbox, swaps this in, right? That's only, this is only part of the equation, though. You are going to need a regulator as well, right? So we can go up regulator. Yeah, they sell different micro regulators as well. Polestar, we carry a few of them as well. We did have a few Wolverines, but it looks like those sold out. But yeah, there's different options, and then a line as well to a tank. And then the tank itself, too, there's different options, what material you want to get, carbon fibers. I believe usually the most sought after because it's like the most lightweight, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there are several options. But again, as long as you get those four main components, you should be able to go and do it. You are going to have to make the swap, though. So it's not too difficult. It's not as hard, I would say, from what most techs usually tell me. It's not as hard as like doing a full like tune-up on a AEG gearbox, since most of the time you're just swapping parts out. But take that for what you will, right? Let's see, okay, that answers that question. Toasty VR, can you show me your most used weapons? So I wouldn't be able to show you like in person because I can't grab them because YouTube really doesn't like it when we handle guns on stream. But my most used gun would probably have to be my my Classic Army M249. We actually do have that one. Classic Army, or actually let me just go 249 M249. Classic Army M249 is like, I bought that so long ago, right? I bought that like, I think the first or second year that I was working here at GI, right? And I always wanted to do an LMG build, and I finally saved up enough money to go ahead and do it. Actually, one of our videos convinced me to do it because I saw a few loadouts using the 249, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I heard that they were not the hardest to work on, actually. And honestly, even though I myself am not a tech, I actually did do the initial like work on the 249 before someone else did, and it wasn't the most difficult thing in the world. There's definitely harder gearboxes to work on, but we actually have one, the Mark 46 SBW. That one is currently available on a pre-order, but that one is actually scheduled to come in, I believe, in July. So, just saying, you get your pre-order in right now. And it's discounted too, but you want even more of a discount. Here's what you do. Coupon code 20th, get 10% off your purchase. You get even more, double the savings. And honestly, the Classic Army 249 and just the 249 platform as a whole is a really like good like LMG base to start off with, right? If you don't want to get the Classic Army one, there are other versions as well. One of the ones that I'm finding that's a little more popular nowadays is the Palmer receiver versions. These are not bad. I think these are actually not bad. Here's the thing. I make jokes all the time, right? Like, oh, just get strong, right? It's not that hard to lift heavy guns, right? But I get it. Some people just don't want to have to deal with that, and that's totally fine. For that, I would say get the Palmer receiver versions. They do have a little bit of heft to them, but not as bad as the full metal ones. $406.99. Honestly, all things considered, it ain't too bad, especially because you can use coupon code 20th right now, and you'll get even more off. And again, that's definitely an order that's over $50. That's 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. I'm just saying. Very, or a huge variety of upgrade components that do exist for the 249s as well. So that'd probably be like my piece of advice if you were looking for like LMGs to get into. That would be one that I would recommend. But yeah, that's my most used gun. It's probably my Classic Army 249. Okay, let's see here. And if you use midcaps, you will need a speed loader. Yes, you will need a speed loader if you are going to get a midcap. You do need a speed loader. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and share this video around. Please go ahead and send it to anyone that might be interested in getting started in Airsoft. If you have any of your Airsoft friends, let them know to go ahead and send the video their way and send some questions my way. Again, I want to help out as many people as I possibly can. And just hang out with the Mayo Gang, hang out with some really dope people. I genuinely do enjoy our community. I think it's really, really fucking wholesome. All right, let's see here. What would a M4 box come with? Dina Jones. Dina Jones, if you're talking like what comes out of the box, it depends on what gun specifically you buy, because several retailers will like kind of change up what comes included with it. For the most part, though, one of the things that should be fairly universal for all brands is the gun will come included with at least one magazine of some kind, whether it be a high cap or mid cap is up to them. If you're buying like a Lancer Gen 2, for example, it'll come included with a battery, a charger, sometimes like a small bag of BBs. And depending on the model, you might even get a vertical grip or maybe a barrel extension of some kind. Really depends. If you go with the Gen 3, it'll usually come included with a low power FPS spring and a programming card, just an instruction like tablet on how to program your MOSFET, and that's about it. There are some guns that come included with just the magazine and nothing else. So usually it will say on the actual gun description itself, click on an item, right, and you read down here. It'll say package includes, and it'll tell you exactly what it's going to come included with, right? Gun, box, magazine, or box magazine, gun, box, magazine, and the vertical grip, right? So pretty easy to get that info. Make sure I'm not missing anything. RJ Fisher, can I use the code once? Yeah, you can only use one coupon per order. Let's see here. Charger. Okay, Kyle Hammonds asks, hey, Kyle, what's going on? Just came home to my new Zynorms R15 battery and charger. Nice. Good taste. Haven't even opened the box yet. Anything I should know or do before test fire? Always fully charge the battery first before you use it, Kyle. You never want to go ahead and use the battery upon instantly receiving it. Fully charge it before you use it. Make sure you have a full charge to work with. Otherwise, you do run the risk of discharging your battery fully, which at that point is considered user error, and there's like no warranty for that. So fully charge your batteries beforehand. Okay, make sure I'm not missing it. Okay, here's another one. Keith Roberts, what mags work with the KWA LM4D? Keith Roberts, the LM4 should be compatible with, or the LM4D should be compatible with the base LM4 mags. I actually have an LM4 expert here. Justin, what? LM4D work with regular LM4 mags?
LM4Ds, they should work.
Everyone say hi to Justin. He's on another storefront rep.
Hello.
There you go.
Hi. So LM4Ds, they should run the LM4 PTR mags, which are going to be the standard Staneg style. They're also going to run the polymer style as well. The only one that actually doesn't work with the polymer is going to be the 416. It's the only one that only takes the Stanegs.
But yeah, all the
other LM4s take any of the LM4 mags, except obviously 308.
Yeah, that's the LR mag. That's just way too big. Like, so you heard info. The reason I brought him on because one, I like to show off like the other reps in store. But Justin is actually our resident KWA expert. I like to call him because he's been running the KWA gas system for so long, and pretty much most gas platforms he has experience with. I have a little bit of experience with pretty much everything, but I know he is definitely the man to go ahead and ask. But yeah, I run an LM4 and I've used my LM4 magazines. He's asked to borrow my LM4 magazines for his LM4D, and worked great. Yeah, no issues whatsoever. All right. And then to answer that one, Siepli Dran? I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. I'm not trying to. I'm trying my best. Siefi or Sipi, you, looking for a decent GBBR. Any suggestion? When it comes to gas blowback rifles, again, my personal preference is always going to be KWA. Again, the LM4 system, I genuinely believe is probably the best out of the box. It works great. You know, it's very satisfying to shoot, and there's a reason why law enforcement to this day will still use the LM4 as their preferred training rifle when it comes to like airsoft guns, right? The RM4 is another like great one that they make, but that's for AEG specifically. But if they're looking for gas, LM4s are usually what they go with, right? And there's several different versions, right? You can go with the, let's see, just type in LM4. Let's see what we get. Yeah, you got the rating if you wanted something a little bit more Gucci. Oh, I mean, that just goes to show how popular they are because they all freaking sold. Dang it. But yeah, that would actually, this one, now that I think about it, it's actually not too expensive because if you can go out and use coupon code 20th, you get 10% off that purchase. That ain't bad. It's a little bit more affordable, and it's already got pretty much fitted out with the PTS like furniture on there. So I'm just saying, right? All right. Let's see here. There are other brands that you can go with, like Golden Eagle as well. The Golden Eagle gas blowback rifles that they sell are going to be more affordable, but the problem with those is that, I'll say this, they're not the best suited for like the rigors of play. They're better relegated towards like playing in your backyard. They are using the Western Arm system, which, you know, is a system that did exist for a while and has some history behind it, but is not, in my opinion, it's not as reliable as the KWA. It just isn't. There also are, you can go with the WeTechs as well. WeTechs as well, they are pretty solid, but again, I do feel like the KWA just hasn't beaten as far as performance. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. Let's see, this goes to Tosi VR. If I get an AR with rails, how much should I spend on attachments? Tosi VR, that is going to be entirely up to you and what your budget allows, right? Usually I would say focus on the gun itself, right? If you're just picking up a brand new gun, pick up a gun. If it doesn't come included with a battery and charger, get a battery and charger. That's like the most important thing, right? You need a power source for yours. If you don't, or if it does come included with one, then I would say pick up some magazines, right? Pick up extra magazines and maybe some type of like tactical gear to hold all those magazines. Honestly, one of the best pieces of kit that I always recommend has got to be the Woe Sport chest rigs. I think these are probably the best, like $39 or $42 that you're going to end up spending. Like, period. Like, 'cause I own like a few of these style rigs and they are so convenient, right? Let's go ahead and pull up the multicam one just because it's right there, right? Right. It is going to come included with the inserts for like 3 5.56 mags or 3 M4 mags. So you can easily put those magazines in there and carry it. It's a fully adjustable rig as well. So whatever size you are, it'll fit you, right? There is hook and loop panel on the back. You just rip the original panel off and you'll have the exposed hook and loop. You can pair this off with an abdominal chest rig, one of those little like dangler pouches, or the like fanny pack pouches. You can put like snag that on there, right? And you'll have an additional like pocket space, whether that be for like your keys, your wallet, your phone. That's usually what I do with mine. I put them in there. But you do get another little front pouch in the up here as well. A little hook and loop panel up front so you can put some patches, what have you. But you open it up and you can still put 2 more magazines up in there because there is pockets for them. But you can also use that for regular storage space. And it comes included with 2 smaller like pistol magazine style like pouches up in the front, one on each side. This is super convenient. And there's even a little bit like I believe it's like, I don't know if it's full. Yeah, I would say it's like there's like a single molly like weave right here. So you can go ahead and weave like maybe like a small individual pocket size like pouch or something, right? Maybe put like your knife if you want to go ahead and do that, right? Your dummy knife, whatever. Flashlight, radio. You do have options with this guy, right? And they are in several different colors. Honestly, this is probably the best bang for your buck chest rig that you can honestly get right now. I genuinely love these, and they're so affordable too. And again, use coupon code GEAR for 20% off tactical gear. Again, I'm just making it so easy for you guys to get as many entries as possible into the shopping spree giveaway and save money at the same time. We're the only airsoft retailer that's doing this. So again, guys, make sure you go ahead and spread the word that we are doing this right now. Again, not just the live stream, but also the giveaway itself. Again, no other store offers this many opportunities to go and win and get rewards just for shopping with us. So just saying. Okay, let's see here. It's got a Will it Trace. James Chilikas asks, I have a Jag scattergun shotgun. Will a tracer unit work on it? Yes, but it's very specific about what type of tracers will work. So, shotgun tracer. Right? Let's go ahead and look that up. Right now, I believe there's only 2 tracer units that will work. Yeah, there they are. Cool, perfect. The nicest one is going to be the Ace Tech Quark QD M870 tracer unit. This thing is freaking cool. It is so awesome, right? I love this tracer unit. And they're very easy to mount. They literally use the like pins that you just screw into place, and it like holds into place onto the outer barrel. Very simple construction. I love this one. And if that one's a little too pricey, which understandable, you can also go with the 5KU shotgun. And this one is a Spitfire style tracer unit as well, right? $70, but again, coupon code 20th, or no, I'm sorry, coupon code 20BD for 20% off accessories. Yeah. And it looks freaking sick, dude. Honestly, like, I love Spitfire trace units. They just add that sense of realism, if you know what I mean. Okay. Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. See if you have any suggestions. Attachments. Okay, let's see here. Okay, hello there. Opinions on the ASG Dan Wesson Valor 1911. I actually don't have experience with that gun yet. I do know what you're talking about. I need to go ahead and get that one in. Honestly, I would love to go ahead and get a feel for it and see what and see what it's all about. Right? I actually just don't have any experience with that one yet. I'm making sure I'm not missing any questions. Okay, cool. Oh god, it caught up. What is the best way to internally upgrade an AAP-01? This one comes from Cole Rudd. Cole, when it comes to like upgrades for any gas blowback pistol, right? And this if you can even apply to AEGs. The best things are your bread and butter of your performance, but if we're talking about gas blowback specifically, the bread and butter of your performance is ultimately going to come down to the inner barrel, your bucking, and the hop-up chamber, right? Those are the 3 biggest like factors for like upgrades, right? That's the 3 biggest things that you can do immediately. Just swapping that out, you will notice a difference. And then you can go from there, right? Whether it be tunable triggers, whether you want to go ahead and add like some type of like buffer kit, right? So you can short stroke it. Really depends. If you want to change out the loading nozzle or the blowback housing unit, right? If you want to focus on your compression, it really depends. But the 3 biggest things that I would recommend you do is going to be inner barrel, bucking, hop-up chamber. Those are the biggest. Make sure it's here. Let's see, what is the best way to upgrade? Okay, I'm averaging 15 BBs hit, 900 rounds. Hit. Okay, just make sure I'm not missing any more questions. Guys, remember, if you do have questions, make sure to put a Q in the front of it so that way I can go ahead and see it. Okay, also, do you think the Elite Force M4 CQB good for the $200 price point? I also have like $100 in attachments. This comes from Cole Angel. I got no problem with the Elite Force M4s. I do feel like there are, in my opinion, better options, but I mean, it's not a bad choice. Again, for $200, I'd rather just go with a Gen 2, honestly. Hell, there's even like Arcturus makes like some of their lines that are under $200, right? Like we look up Arcturus, right? There's some Arcturuses that cost like $170, which is like super worth it, and they're really well made. Let's see here if I can find one. Yeah, like the LWTs. These guys are dope, right? $175, that ain't bad at all. And you can get even cheaper when you use coupon code 20th. But anyway, yeah, like I would say like for the money, I do think that there are better options personally. But again, it's going to be entirely up to you, whatever it is specifically you're looking for. Okay. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Battery indicator. Okay, cool. Kyle Hammonds asks, okay, so fully charged battery and never let it go completely dead. Is there a low battery indicator? Okay, so for the charger itself, the charger is a balanced charger that you get for LiPo batteries. So as soon as it's fully charged, it will let you know. Typically, there's like an indicator light letting you know, hey, it's good to go. Or sometimes there's even like an LCD screen, depending on the charger you bought, that'll let you know, hey, it's good to go, right? It'll tell you what percentage you're at. That's typically what I would recommend. But for the gun itself, usually, I believe for the Zion arms, I believe there actually is like I know for the Gate Titans for sure there is like a cutoff. Like there's a low battery indicator, like it'll just shut off, right? Just so that you don't like kill your battery entirely. But for the Zion arms, I don't believe so. So as soon as here's what I would suggest: as soon as you're noticing that there's any sort of like slowdown, if there is, then immediately just disconnect it. That's the safest way to go ahead and do it. Just disconnect it and plug it onto a charger as soon as you can. Jim the Mad Viking. Too many old people in God's waiting room, a.k.a. Florida. Dude, that is awesome. I love that. Let's see here. Okay, this one comes from I had to do a double take on their name. Yeems Memes. Yeems Memes asks, do you have any tips for new pistol users? Yes. So for new pistol users, the biggest tip that I can give you, like if you are considering using a pistol as your primary, right, and you're fairly new to this scene, right, you're fairly new to Airsoft or playing, or the pistol gang as itself, I would suggest the biggest thing that you can do is pick up extra magazines. That's like the number one thing that I would suggest. There are a lot of players that, when they get started, they may not have the most amount of money, so they'll save all their money up for the gun, and then they want to immediately start playing, even though they only have one magazine, right? That, unfortunately, if you're trying to use it as a primary, is not going to fly. The biggest piece of advice I can get is make sure that you buy multiple magazines, and honestly, buy from us, because again, we're going to reward you with a shopping spree giveaway, the chance to win, right? And again, if you order $50 or more, you get 5 engines in the shopping spree giveaway. Just saying. But back to the tip itself. Buying extra magazines, that's like number one, right? That is like number one tip that I can recommend. Buy extra magazines. Another one would be invest in some tools, specifically like a valve key set. Let me see if we have any more right now. Let's see here. Valve key. Yeah, even something like this, right? The TAC-9 Industries GBR valve key. With these three like keys, you should be able to, and I would say probably invest in like a screwdriver, because again, like you are gonna need to go, and Airsoft in general, right, is a hobby where you are gonna need to go out and troubleshoot when something does eventually go wrong, right? That's the thing. Like all Airsoft guns, no matter how expensive, at some point or another, there is going to be wear and tear that happens, and some replacements when it comes to parts or things that need to be retuned. That's completely normal. That's the same thing like with even cars, right? We spend so much money on them, but they do need to be serviced every once in a while, or they need to be maintained fairly regularly, right? Anything else doesn't mean it's bad. So just investing in some tools is going to help you a lot with just the longevity and just saving you money too. Being able to go ahead. Again, we can definitely help you out when it comes to repairs, but just so that you can, especially if you're in like another state or another country, and obviously you know we're not in your backyard necessarily, then yeah, being able to have all the tools needed to do small repairs yourself is going to be very useful. Another one that I would suggest would be, don't be afraid. This is more of a gameplay style, right? Or type of advice. Don't be afraid. Using a pistol requires you to really push yourself out there and be more aggressive, right? That is the name of the game. And if you're not playing that way, then, I mean, you can do whatever you want at the end of the day, but you're not really taking full advantage of, your perks essentially that you have. You are running a very, very small gun, right? In a CQB environment, you are playing the meta, essentially. You have like the right equation needed to go ahead and be more competitive in that environment. So why not take full advantage of what you have, right? I know that there are some newer players that are maybe a little bit more, not squeamish, what's the word? A little more timid, maybe, a little more shy, or maybe just not as confident, or maybe they're even scared, right? It's totally understandable. I get it. I was there too at some point, right? But you quickly learn that, what's the worst that's going to happen? You get shot. Okay, so you go back to the dead box, and then you respawn next game, or sometimes if you get enough people, you respawn that very same game, right? It's not the end of the world, right? If you lose, you lose. That's what happens. But how much you can succeed within that time before you lose is going to be like the big question, right? Because if you're playing aggressive, and even though you might die, yeah, but you still got this many kills. You were still able to go out and push up all the way through, right? Maybe you were able to outflank them entirely. just don't be afraid. That would be my biggest recommendation, right? Hopefully that answers your question. Memes. Chef Panikage, thoughts on the Gate Eon gearbox? Oh, okay. I'm glad you asked about that. Okay, let's take a look at these, shall we? Why don't we? Let's take a look at these on the new products page. The Gate Eon gearboxes, right? Now they're supposed to be really cool because they have like more windows available, so you can do more like really really small, minute like adjustments when needed. I think that's very very cool, right? Like one of the biggest things was precisely between pinion head or adjustment. Yeah, it's just I love these little windows that they offer. It's just so convenient, especially as a tech, right? If someone wants to go in there and do some just finer piece of adjustment, right, or just see that there's something off, it's very convenient to have those windows there, right? I wish more gearboxes had that, but you know it is what it is. But yeah, I think that's very cool that they're offering. They are. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little pricey, right? But you know it is Gate. It is one of those like premium brands. You know you gotta get. It's just one of those things, right? They are gonna be a little bit pricier, but again. Discount codes. Again, if anything, you can use coupon code 20, then you get 10% off, right? Very easy. And again, it's definitely over $50, so that's 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. It's that easy, guys. It is that easy. All right, let's see here. So hard is it? Okay, Raiden 007. So how hard is it to change out a G&P Rapid 2, 10.5-inch barrel, and if so, what tools are needed? So Raiden, I'm not 100% familiar with that model, but typically changing out barrels, like if we're talking about outer barrels on ARs, is not like the hardest thing in the world. Usually it just requires you to go to remove the rail system, and then just, as far as tools, Allen keys and screwdrivers, most of the time it's like usually Allen keys, just to like take off set screws, and usually that's all that's typically required to remove rail systems. And then barrels, usually just unscrewing like a nut just to get it off. Like that's usually all you have to do. It's actually not that hard. Now if you're talking about inner barrel, you are going to require to remove the upper receiver, take out the inner barrel instead of the hop up, and just swap out the barrel itself. If you're talking specifically about inner barrels, so it sounds like you're talking about outer barrels, but yeah, it's not that hard of a process. And I would say for tools, just Allen keys and screwdrivers. That's pretty much all you really need at the end of the day. Chef Panic, Zions are good. Absolutely, they are good. Let's see here. What do you think about the Gen 3 LT32? Because that's my gun. That comes from Tactical. That's a good choice, man. I actually, again, I really like the Gen 3s. I think they are a solid option. Especially if you're looking for something that's, I don't want to say like mid-tier because, again, that performance is really fucking good, right? But if you're looking for something at that sort of mid-price range, right, something under $300, the LT32s are a good pick. They are a solid choice. You cannot go wrong with it. And most people that I know that have an LT32 specifically are happy with it. It looks cool. It shoots great. No problems with it whatsoever, and very reliable. That's all you really want at the end of the day, right? Let's see here. I'm so sorry. Your name came up again. I really wish I knew how to pronounce it properly. Looking for a decent GVR. Any suggestions? I think I recommended that one earlier. That one I answered with the KWA LM4s. That's my personal preference. But you can also go with like WeTech as well. Those aren't bad. I'm not the biggest fan of the Golden Eagle M4 gas blowbacks because they're using the Western Arm system. But again, you can definitely go with those if you're looking for just something fun to mess with your backyard. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I think, okay, that should be it for those. Let's go ahead and let's get caught up on the current questions right now. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, what should I upgrade internally? Okay, I answered that one question already. Okay. Make your own valve key using a flathead in a vise and drilling out the tip so it doesn't mess up the valve. Jim, actually, you know what? That's actually pretty smart when it comes to like making your own valve key. Yeah, you could definitely do that too. I know like some people, when I first started like working on my own guns too, especially when I had like leaks on my magazine, that was actually something that I did a lot, was use like flatheads to try to tighten the valve. It didn't work out for me all the time. Sometimes I would mess up the valve key itself, like the little imprint where you would put it in. Like sometimes I would fuck it up. I would just rip it apart. So definitely don't do that. Don't like learn from my mistake. Don't do that. Yeah, you can totally go ahead and do that as well. That's actually a really good idea. That's pretty smart, Jim. Just make them a fiend if you have to free to you. Okay, the worst thing can happen to you is a guard comes to life and swoops in and grabs you. Chef Panikage, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's see here. Eventually, I plan on replacing. This comes from Drexin. Eventually, I plan on replacing out the outer barrel for my PW9 to another color. If possible, what barrel would be a good choice? The PW9. I mean, it's really going to be dependent on what it is that you want to do, right? What colors were you hoping to do? There are different color outer barrels that we do have here. Let's see here. Outer barrel, right? I believe both G and G, I think was it part of their Super Ranger kit that had an outer barrel, colored outer barrel? But I know Lancer also makes different color outer barrels as well. I've seen the blue, I've seen the purple, I've seen red. I think it depends on what type of color specifically you're looking for. But yeah, I think it's really gonna, ultimately that's going to be the biggest determining factor is what color you are going to be looking for. When is Dr. Airsoft asks, when is BB Wars Part 2, the electric boogaloo, if you will? BB Wars Part 2, well, so if you're talking about specifically like the sequel to Coastal Front, that one is currently scheduled for September. But like again, if the date changes, we'll update everyone, of course. But yeah, no, I know Cisco and Boaz just got back from Texas not super long ago. For Operation Backbreaker, they looked like they had an absolute blast with that event. I wish I could have gone to that one. But yeah, like the next BB Wars will most likely happen then, and then maybe later on during your tour, like maybe towards the very end of the year, we are looking at BB Wars East. Again, that's still in the works, right? As soon as we figure out what's going on with BB Wars East, we will let everyone know as well. But we will be back in Texas again, most likely next year. Again, like from what it seems like, Boaz and Cisco and pretty much everyone that plays out, all the community out there in Texas is really, really cool. You guys seem to like you have a lot of fun when you play out in those operations at D14. I can't wait till I can go. Dr. Airsoft, no for the video. That one, not too sure. I believe that either might be next week on Friday's upload. No, you're chill. No, dude, Dr. Airsoft, you are totally fine, dude. No worries about that. I think the video might be scheduled for next week, Friday's upload. Not 100% certain, though. I know we have a few videos on the backlog that we've been working on. And I'm not 100% familiar with what we have currently uploaded for our schedule. But I believe that might be next Friday's upload. So just, again, as long as you're subscribed, right, and you hit the bell for notifications, you'll be notified as soon as that video goes live. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to go ahead and let me know. Put down a letter Q in front of your question in the live chat if you guys have any questions regarding, again, that could be for Airsoft specifically, if you're looking for recommendations, if you're looking for parts, if you are looking for advice, right? Maybe you want to ask questions about me specifically. If you want to do that, yeah, by all means, I'm not opposed to answering questions about myself. Eden, what's going on, man? No, you... Oh my god. I'm not your biology teacher, Justin. It's because the body is working overtime and you're burning ATP.
Oh, okay. So I'm getting that gain.
You're getting that gains. Exactly. Question. Chef Panikage. Oh, BB Wars Midwest. Maybe Utah. The field I talked about before just reopened at 400,000 square feet. Damn, baby. For that, BB Wars Midwest, huh? That would actually be really, really cool. Here's the thing. We at GI would definitely love to go ahead and host a bunch of events, right? I think just in general, the more events we host, the better. Just because, again, I want us to be able to reach out to maybe the areas that, maybe don't get as much love from the Airsoft community, right? Yeah, there's always going to be events that we have out in Texas, and we are starting to do more events in Cali. Again, that's where it should be. For years, we went events without BB War events in California. And I'm so glad we were able to go ahead and bring him back. And I'm so happy that I actually got to be a part of that. That's kind of part of Airsoft GI history, honestly. And I'm glad that I got to be part of that. I really am happy and grateful that I got that opportunity. But for expanding to the Midwest, that would definitely take a lot of time and planning and as well. We'd have to work it out with, again, the sponsors and the field. For those guys that are in our Discord server, you guys know that it's always been... we've always been transparent about the process. It's really difficult to plan it all out because that is a massive coordinated effort putting together Airsoft events that we host, right? because it takes not only effort on our end, but from the field itself to be able to schedule it out, because fields have their own schedule as well, right? They have their own events that they got to plan out. We're not the only airsoft event host, right? There are plenty of other events that happen. Obviously, BB Wars being the best, but it does take effort on their end to put it together. And then the sponsor as well, when they want to send people out, maybe how much they want to send out. And then again, because they always do raffles, right, at these events. So coordinating with everyone is definitely a rough job, but it's worth it every single time. And yeah, honestly, I would totally love to go ahead and start doing Midwest events, honestly. It definitely would be a long road trip vlog for sure. I think for that one, they'd probably fly out. But yeah, no, totally. I would totally love to go out and see maybe us hit like Utah or something, or maybe even Ohio. There's actually like a page that like a few guys that I follow out on IG that Airsoft's in Ohio specifically. It'd be cool to go ahead and like hang out with those guys too. All right, let's see here. Midwest, shit makes me come down. I can throw you one, Dr. Airsoft. Wish I could hear it out there. Eden, anything interesting that y'all got in stock soon other than the MGC4s? Honestly, I was actually talking to, I believe it was Chef that was asking about it. If you check out the new products page, for anyone that's new to our website or just new into watching the streams in general, first of all, thank you actually for watching it. It really means the world to us that you choose to go and spend your free time hanging out with the Mayo Gang. But if you check out the new products page on our website, we actually dropped a couple new items, including these new Lance Tactical Strike high kappa pistols, right? Both in the 5.1 and 3.8. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. The Strike high kappas that we got in, this was originally marked as a 4.3. It's a 3.8. Like, we looked at the size. This is a 3.8, right? But regardless, we have them in a variety of different colors. If you like the Laker colors, right, the purple gold, we have those. We also have the silver and blacks as well. And we have a bunch of new Airsoft Masterpiece components as well, magwells, internal components, external components as well, guide rods, guide plugs. We do have, I believe, frames that are actually coming in fairly soon as well. But we actually got the new Gate Eon gearbox shells. These are really, really dope. I think these are super convenient. Again, having the adjustment windows for those finer points of adjustment makes it so much easier for techs. I know every tech is going to look at this and like, oh, yes, I need that. I need that in my life. And honestly, yeah, I could totally see why. I could totally see why it'd be worth it. And there are more products coming. And actually, coming soon, as in, I believe next Thursday, 06/29, about 5 more days. So that is 29. Yes, I wanted to confirm that was indeed Thursday. Yes, going live next Thursday is the Airsoft GI Independence Day mystery box, right? It automatically comes with free shipping. It's discounted right now to $170, right? So when you purchase it, right, you're going to be getting it at that $170 price point. And look at this items list. Seriously, take a look at this items list, right? That is insane. Like, holy fuck, right? That is so many fucking cool guns that you can get. And for $175 or $170, that is insane. And again, free shipping, automatically guaranteed free shipping. Like, now obviously if you do expedited shipping, obviously that's not free because that's expedited. But you do standard UPS ground, that's completely free. Like, this is 100% worth it. 100% worth it. And actually, one thing I wanted to go ahead and mention, bigger wins mystery box. This keyboard's a little weird. I don't know why typing on it feels off. Okay. Both the premium and the regular Bigger Wins YouTube Unboxing mystery boxes are on a shocker deal right now, meaning that they are super discounted, but like for a super limited time. The timer's right there, so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. That timer is not a whole lot. You got, what is that? 26 or 25 seconds, 4 minutes, 7 hours, 2 days. Right? Like, take advantage while you can. Because again, these premium Bigger Wins YouTube Unboxing mystery boxes and just the Bigger Wins boxes that we do, you're automatically getting free shipping with them, right? Automatically getting free shipping. You're saving money there, right? They're discounted right now, so even more savings. They are, like, we grant requests on these. I don't know if you guys realize, remember, we grant requests on our Bigger Wins boxes. So if you put down, when you order one, say, hey, I'm a beginner, I'm looking for something really cool, but I'm not too sure what to get. Hook me up. Maybe if you can get me a battery and charger, you can give me everything I need to play. Or if you're saying, hey, I'm tired of like the AR or the M4 platform, I want something new and interesting, right? You put that down in the comment section. Or hell, maybe even something like, I don't want an airsoft gun. I want to be decked out in like really cool tactical gear. Put that down in the comment section when you place your order for one of these, and we can grant your wish. Cisco tries his damnedest to make sure everyone's wish is granted. And we've given away a lot with this box. So do yourself a favor, take advantage of the shocker deal going on right now, and get yourself something really, really fucking nice, right? Because you're guaranteed a higher retail value than what you actually pay for. $289.99 is like the normal cost for it, right? You're guaranteed, watch this right here, guaranteed $310 retail value. That's minimum. So it's automatically going to be a win every single time. There's no like, oh, I only paid this much and I only got this. No, none of that. Ever. Minimum 310. So it's always a come up every single time. So order it. And again, you order it before the end of the stream. You'll be getting 5 entries into the shopping spree because that order is definitely over $50. It's definitely over $50. All right. Let's see. Answering some more questions. Okay, what was your first... Okay, this one comes from Monkey Man. What was your first airsoft gun? Okay, so Monkey Man, my first, I guess if we're talking about like legit the first ever like airsoft gun that I ever had, it was actually a clear plastic M9 that I had got from I believe it was Sport Chalet, right? Some off-brand, right? It was a clear body, you could see everything inside. It was a Springer. It wasn't very powerful, but that made me feel good, right? I was like, oh yeah, I'm playing him, and I would shoot just targets with that. After school, after I did all my studying and after I did drama or swim club, I would come home, do all my shit, and then I would just set up cans in the back. I would set up cans and just start plinking targets, right? That's how we all got started, right? I definitely knew what airsoft was by the time I got my first airsoft gun because I played, but I wanted an airsoft gun for myself, and I bought that one for myself, and I was super proud of it, and I was super happy. And within a week, it fucking broke. It fucking broke. Oh, I moved the camera. I was so bad, I actually moved the camera. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sorry about that. I was so angry that I had actually banged it and I moved the camera. But yeah, thinking about it, I was so pissed off because it fucking broke. I racked it back, shot it, and the slide just... What was holding the slide in place had just snapped off. It was cheap plastic. What was I going to do? I only paid $25 for it, right? At the end of the day. Or $35. Right? But I was still mad. But after that, I actually bought my first AEG, actual AEG. I had bought it wasn't from this store because trust me, this store would not have done me that dirty back in the day. I bought what was advertised as a JG Full Metal MP5, right? MP5 A4. I was like, yeah, cool, right? It's gonna be awesome. As soon as I got it, it was not full metal. I don't know what brand that was or what model I had received. It felt like really crappy plastic. I couldn't tell you what gun this was, right? It wasn't MP5, it wasn't A4, but it definitely wasn't what I had paid for, right? I was pissed. I was mad. Even my dad was pissed off too. He saw how frustrated I was, and he felt sorry for me too because the gun didn't even work when I got it in, right? And I tried calling the customer service they had at the time. And at the very least, we get it, right? We get a lot of calls every day, so our customer service phone number is gonna be busy a lot of times, but we will call you back. But at the very least, we offer the option to reach out to us via Discord DMs, Instagram, Facebook, right? We will get you taken care of. This store did not take care of me at all, in the slightest. Not a singular effort, right? It was very, very frustrating. Very frustrating. So I ended up having to go to a completely other store, get my gun fixed, and then play with it. And even then, it wasn't the best. But you know what? I still had fun with it. I think that's just more of a testament to how fun airsoft can be, especially if you're playing with friends. But yeah, that was a hell of an experience. I should have just, listened. I should have just bought from Airsoft GI. I should have just gotten myself an M4, played it safe, right? But nope. I had to go ahead and defy what everyone was saying, and look what happened, right? But I know better now. Thank God. Okay. Jim the Mad Viking, how are babies made? No. Dina Jones asks, what is your favorite pistol? Ooh. Okay, there's two that I have currently that are kind of in the running. There's I guess I'll separate them. There's favorite pistol that I own, and then there's favorite pistols that we're selling right now. Favorite pistols that we're selling right now would probably have to be It's honestly a toss-up between they're both going to be Jag Arms Terran Tactical pistols, right? So if we go here, Airsoft guns, Airsoft pistols, Jag, Terran Tactical, right? We go here. It's either a toss-up between the Pit Viper. Again, this gun is just so nice. Here's the thing. I'm not a high kappa guy. I'm not a high kappa person. This gun and the Sand Viper turned me into a little bit of a high kappa guy, right? Like, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with high kappas. I think they're cool guns. They're very convenient to work on, and they're pretty much everyone's like what I recommend everyone trying to get into the pistol game go with first, right? Because it's the easiest one to find magazines for. It's the easiest one to find upgrade parts for. It's just all there, right? And we sell them a bunch of different variety of TM spec high kappas that you can get on our website. Again, use coupon code 20th for 10% off and order before the end of the live stream, which is going to end in like 30 minutes. Use this promo. Please get your entries in so that way you can go ahead and get 5 entries into the shop. We have 5 chances of winning $1,200. But I digress. With the Pit Viper, they're just like, they exude quality. They perform fantastic out of the box. They're the gas blowback pistol to have of 2023. And again, the fact that it's, it's the John Wick gun, right? Just makes it that much cooler. I think it's either a toss-up between that one or the Sand Viper, right? Let's see if I can pull that one up too. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, it's a toss-up between that one and the Sand Viper. Both, you can't go wrong with either or, right? They're both fucking beautiful guns. Beautiful guns. I love both of them. They work great, honestly, and even their magazines that they get are like super dummy efficient too. So honestly, Jag, if you're listening, good job. All right. But my favorite pistol that I currently have in my possession would probably be my Elite Force M9. The Elite Force M9 that I have, it's CO2 powered. There aren't a whole lot of upgrades you could do to it, but one of the cool features is that it actually has the ability to shoot either in semi or you can fire in like full auto, right? And that thing is fast. It is a really, really fast shooting gun. And because it's CO2, it kicks like a mother too. Let's see here. Elite Force M9. Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, the Elite Force M9. M92A1. This one is fucking cool. It's just so cool. It's such a fun gun too. It's got some nice heft to it. It's constructed very well. But man, does this thing shoot fast. But yeah, that to answer your question, Dean Jones, that would probably be it. But again, right now, if I had the money to like get into more pistols, it would definitely be getting the Pit Viper or the Sand Viper. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Answer more some questions. Subscribe button. Yes, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Again, like I said, make sure to go ahead and give the live stream a thumbs up and share this around with everyone that you know regarding Airsoft. Again, if they're just starting in Airsoft, they have maybe a remote fascination with Airsoft, and they want to ask, like, what is Airsoft? By all means, I have no problem with answering those questions either. Just make sure to go ahead and put a Q in the front of your question and put it in the live chat as well. I will do my best to get to it as soon as I possibly can. Let's see here. Let's see here. Sure, chatting me. Let's see. A, thanks for chatting with me and answering the questions means a lot. I gotta bounce. Yeah, Dr. Airsoft, have a good one, bro. I will see you on the next live stream. Watch out for Chupacabra Dark Tree. Okay, I move so fast. Okay, I'll answer the most newer ones first. RJ Fisher, what happened with the law that was proposed that we all filled out the complaint about? So RJ Fisher, we actually put a short out not too long ago, giving a status update with that. The regulation, essentially, it's been pushed back. The regulation has been pushed back for now. It's not gone entirely. As soon as we find out like any more further developments happen with that, or if the issue's brought back up on the table, we will be letting everyone know again like how we can go ahead and fight it as well. But for now, it has been pushed back. Not permanently though. Let's see here. Chef Anacock, if you were going to play in a post-apocalyptic type Airsoft game, what would your loadout be? Ooh, that's a good question, Chef Anacock. I would say, for that one, post-apocalyptic type Airsoft game. I mean, there's a couple different like loadouts and inspiration like you can use, right? You can pretty much take any like old school like gun and just kind of like degrade it, like get that nice kind of rattle can job. Maybe make it look all decrepit too, with like rags and 100-mile-an-hour like duct tape all around it, right? Make it look, or maybe even just do like a job, like a paint job, make it look rusted. That'd be dope. But for like loadout specifically, I don't know actually. I'd have to really think about that one. I think I would definitely go for something that, well, it depends on the type of apocalypse that we're in and where it's being held. Because if it's out in like in the middle of the desert, like we're talking like Mad Max Fury Road type shit, I'm wearing like very breathable and light gear. I'm not wearing a whole lot of padding, if you know what I mean. I don't want to like melt in my gear, if that makes any sort of sense. Yeah, I think maybe I would probably rock something like maybe like a Dragunov, right? Or like an SVD, right? Something long range, right? But that still kind of looks kind of cool. Something with wood furniture. I don't know why. I just feel like in post-apocalyptic movies, they always got to go with the guns that have that sort of like fake wood furniture. Maybe it's the Fallout, like sort of reminiscent of that imagery, right? Fallout. I don't know why that's in my head. $5 make y'all. Let's see here. Okay, this one comes from Malik Mohammed. What do you recommend for Milsim? It depends on what you mean when you say like what do you recommend for Milsim? Are you talking about guns specifically, or are you referring to like tactical gear? Or like are you recommending for like advice like as far as gameplay wise? I guess it really depends on ultimately what that question means or what you're trying to ask specifically. I would say just in general, I would say for like just if you're considering doing a Milsim event, I would say go with some friends. That's like the best piece of advice I would recommend. You can definitely do it yourself and it's still fun as fuck. But going with friends is always going to make things a lot more memorable. It's going to make things a lot more fun. That's ultimately what I would recommend, right? Go with some friends. That way you guys can go ahead and build those memories together and work together as a squad, because it's a lot easier to work with people that you already know than complete strangers. Not that you can't do it. Absolutely you can. I've done it plenty of times. But working with your friends is always so much more fun, right? That's the best way I can describe it. And that can be applied to pretty much playing anything Airsoft or even outside of Airsoft. Let's see here. Okay, make sure I'm not missing any more questions. All right, cool. What is your favorite non-performance add-on? This is for Aaronthal287. That's a very good question. For non-performance, are you talking about like accessories? Because accessories can help a little bit with performance. But if I had, I guess I'll consider that accessories maybe, Aaronthal. I would say my favorite accessories to add on that aren't really affecting the performance too much. Oh God. It's a very good question, actually. I think for me, it would probably have to be like a sling. That's more of a functionality more than performance type thing. If we're talking about that sort of question, right? Something, what's my favorite addition or add-on, right? That's not performance based. Going with like a sling does make things a lot easier, especially because I do a lot of those Muslim events where I have to like walk maybe a mile, maybe 2 miles, right? Out somewhere, we're rucking or we're patrolling somewhere. Having a sling to be able to carry all that like excess weight for my airsoft gun makes it a lot easier, especially because again, I do typically run like LMGs. Let's see here. See here. Let me see. Good speed build. Okay, Jose Estrada, good speed build. It depends on what you mean by that, Jose Estrada. If you're looking for like a build that just again high RPS, usually I would say like the best things to go ahead and swap out are going to be gear set, have it reshimmed, maybe consider looking at a new piston and a new motor. Right? Those would be like the 4 biggest things, I guess, for me that I'd recommend. Again, bear in mind, I myself am not a tech, but from what I see from other tech builds, those are like the biggest things that you would want to go ahead and like change out or work on would be swapping out the gear set, right, for something for a lower ratio, less teeth to go ahead and complete one full revolution, right? Maybe get a new piston, something a little more durable so I can handle that. Getting a new motor. That's probably, and then again, having it reshimmed so that way there's less friction in between the gears would be the best piece of advice that I can go ahead and give if you're looking for good speed builds. Okay, Suave asks, any recommendations for goggles for smaller heads? Bought some off of Amazon and they fit a little huge. Nah, it can happen when you buy off like Amazon. Amazon's not always the best place, honestly, to get like stuff for Airsoft. I definitely recommend shopping at our website because again, we got the best deals possible. Again, any $50 order that you place before the end of the live stream will get you 5 entries in the shopping giveaway. Guys, the live stream is ending in 20 minutes. Don't miss out. Use coupon codes 20th for 10% off your purchase, coupon code 20BD for 20% off accessories, and coupon code GEAR for 20% off tactical gear. But answering your question, Suave, I would say for smaller heads, and just in general, I like to recommend lower profile style goggles, right? Let's do ASG, right? Or actually, let's see, goggles. There's a couple different options that we can go with, but going with something that like, I guess is smaller. Yeah, that's the best way to. It's smaller in frame, right? Smaller in frame is less bulky, right? Something along the lines of like maybe this, right? Again, it's a lot slimmer than like the revision style goggles, right? Lance Tactical Arrows, Rage goggles, something like that. Something slimmer, so it's a little bit easier to like look down an actual optic. It's not going to feel as bulky, right? That's always going to be the biggest thing. Usually, I like to go with something like, see if I can find it. See if I can. You know what? I think I should be able to go and just type it in if I look up ASG goggles. ASG. Wait 1 second. Just waiting for it to load. Let's see. I'm trying to find it right now. Oh, there we go. The Tactical Strike clear lens protective goggles. Something like this, right, where it's super low profile. It's very, very low profile. Has a backstrap already. It kind of looks like glasses almost, and that's kind of what you're looking for. Now, granted, you don't want them to be actual sunglasses. That would be a terrible idea. Those are not rated for airsoft because, again, the projectile that comes at you, like, not rated for that at all. But these are, and they're actually curved and they're full seal, meaning that they're actually going to cup around the eye as itself, as opposed to sunglasses that kind of sit flat. These will actually curve with the contour of one's face. And because they're like so low profile, it's a lot easier to actually aim down sights with them, honestly. And that's what I mainly go with for myself. And if you have a smaller head, then that should work too. And the back strap is actually adjustable. Okay, let's see here. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I think that should be most of the questions. Okay, I'm a DMR sniper, so for my use Wolverines, okay, best HPA engine, Polar Star, Wolverine, Gate. So typically it really depends, Jose Estrada, like because they're all gonna have different features. Wolverines are dope too. We have Wolverine engines. Polar Star as well. Their fusion engines are like legendary. They've been around for such a long time. They've been the go-to for many people, Jose. It really comes down to what it is that you're looking for, and also price point too. They are gonna be a little bit pricey, but I mean it is what you get when you go HPA. Aerenthal 287 favorite stock. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, for aesthetic reasons and slightly practical, going with the Delta stock. I think the Delta stock, honestly, is definitely up there for obvious reasons, right? Like, yeah, there we go. Delta stock. They come in both tan and black. These are just very reminiscent of like the CTR or like the Magpul stocks from like back in the day, and they're still a very popular option now. But I like the Delta stock specifically because the button up on the top, that's all you have to do is press down on it and the pad comes off, right? As opposed to with like the Magpul ones where you had to like literally unscrew it in order to go ahead and take off the rubber butt pad, or you have to go ahead and pull out. It was kind of annoying to deal with that. So just having a one button and just pull down to be able to access your buffer tube was very, very cool. I love that design. Now, because this is primarily using the buffer tube as your like housing for your battery, you don't get a lot of battery space in general with it, right? The most you can probably do on this would be like maybe 1,100 milliamperage. Anything more than that, even if it is a stick, you'd have to like have the stock adjusted all the way to the back just so you have more room, right? Which, I mean, if you don't mind it, then sure, by all means go for it. But I'm not the biggest fan of that, which is why my batteries are fairly small. But for other types of stocks, I would usually say go with EPS. Yeah, The PTS EPS has got to be like the prince right now, the reigning crown champion for most amount of battery space in a stock, right? This thing can house like, what is it, like 5 lipo stick batteries? That is absolutely insane, right? $47.99, compatible with most buffer tubes. Like I like it. Right, I think these are fucking cool, and for good reason too. Like again, battery space alone just makes it worth it because you can hold so much shit in there. Even if you're not holding batteries, even if you want to hold like a candy bar, like a Snickers bar, you could do it. You could do it. Right, very easy to access, and it looks cool. It's very, very cool and very comfy as well. The Dapper Geek asks, what's up, man? I haven't seen you since last stream. What's up, man? What's your favorite optic? My favorite optic is got to be, I like sort of like the Elcan style optics. So here, if I type that in, Elcan, waiting for that to load. Yeah, so like the G&G 1 to 4 times scope optic sight, like this one is probably my favorite optic like ever. I just love the style. I think it just works for my play style very well. Even though it is a tube style, it is a really large sight picture. It is a very, what I like to call, very point and click style optic, where it's very easy to get the optic on target and just go from there, right? Like it feels very, very intuitive. And the ability to adjust between 1 times magnification to 4 times magnification is very convenient as well. Sometimes you don't always want to use 4 times. I leave it on 4 times because that's how I play. But sometimes just being able to swap back and forth is a nice luxury to have, right? That is a little pricey, yes, but again, you can get it cheaper if you use coupon code 20BD because you get that 20% off accessories. Again, it's definitely over $50. You'll also be getting 5 entries into the shopping spree with 5 chances to win. Come on, not too many people have been taking advantage of it. Why don't we go in and get to see some people taking advantage of it? All right, let's see here. Let's see what else we got. What is your favorite non-pro add-on? Answer that one already. Okay, let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Favorite stock. Thanks, Jim. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we should be caught up right now on questions. Oh, this one's good one. Drop Shot, best MP5. Okay, Drop Shot, that is actually a tough one to answer, actually. I think the best one that you can get MP5 right now on the market would probably be the limited edition MP5. Limited edition MP5. I misspelled edition. Damn it. Limited edition MP5. There we go. That should work. Oh, dang it, it's sold out. No! I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, this one was probably the best, like, MP5 that you could get on the market generally. This one was the Elite Force Limited Edition one. The A4 was using the Avalon gearbox, right? Very, very cool. It's like their top-of-line models. I like this one a lot. But like, it's kind of funny, though, because Elite Force right now, they're the only company that has the rights to make HK or HK replicas, right? Like back in the day, every company used to do it, and I'll be honest with you guys, most companies do, but they just don't import into the U.S. Just so you guys know. But right now on the U.S. market, Elite Force is the only one that has the rights to both not only HK but HK and Glock as well. If you guys didn't know that, so it's kind of interesting that they do have other MP5s. Let's see if we just type in MP5. Waiting for that to load. Yep, there we go. Yeah, you can, if you wanted something a little more, like, you can get this guy, right? It's a little bit more affordable than the limited edition one. Not by too much, but still, saves a little bit of money. The MP5 SD6, very fucking cool. I think the SD6 is also, like, a very cool variation of the MP5. That one, I believe, should also be using the Avalon gearbox as well. Yeah, that one's fucking cool. It just looks so badass, too. You can also get the A4. Yeah, this one OEM by VFC. This one's also really fucking cool. This one is probably my favorite one. Yeah, I just like that like A4 style furniture or the A5 furniture. I think it looks cool. I think it's bad as fuck, right? But yeah, if you were looking for I'm gonna let you know a little thing. If you're looking for a not MP5, something that basically looks just like an MP5, but you want to save yourself a little bit of money, here's what I would suggest. Look up. What the fuck? Spectre. So we look up ACW Spectre. All right, this custom work Spectre, right? Retails for $204. looks very close, almost uncanny, if you will. However, there are some small differences. However, in case you are wondering, yes, it is compatible with MK5 or MP5 style furniture. Be that what as it may. This one retails for $204, very affordable. It is using a standard version 2 gearbox, actually. So this one is very upgradable. You can put a ton of upgrade components into it. Not only accessories too, it already comes included with the Picatinny top, so you can mount an optic on there, an M-LOK style like handguard on there. I think the handguard they came with is actually really dope. I don't think personally I would change it out, but you definitely can if you so choose to. And it is using a PDW style stock. It's the same stock that you'll find on the LT35s actually, on the Battle X. So it's spring loaded, so you press the button and the spring goes pew! Right, it shoots out, and that top cap, you remove that in order to access your battery compartment. It is pre-wired to Dean's, but it comes included with a Dean's to Tamiya adapter. So very cool. You can run Dean's or Tamiya batteries, though. Personally, I just run Dean's at that point. And it is currently shooting, 330 FPS at the highest. So this is perfect for CQB. You can just buy this gun, get the battery and charger for it, and then just immediately start playing, right? You are good to go. And this thing is considered competitive. I do like this gun a lot. A lot. All right, let's see here. Atlas Custom Work ST6 compatible with LCT AK-74, and what stocks compatible? ST6. Atlas Custom Work ST6 compatible with LCT AK-74, and what stocks compatible? Jose Rodriguez. Let's take a look here. ST6. Okay, with LCT AK-74. I'm not understanding the question here. Sorry about that, man. If you can rephrase it, I might be able to go ahead and answer that. Okay, Cal Hammonds, how long of a typical charge can I expect out of a level 1 battery? How many rifle mags do y'all usually take and carry in a game? Cal Hammonds, that's actually a very good question. I would say it depends on the player, right? There are some players that are a little bit more like, I guess, careful with their shots, so they're not going to be as like trigger happy. But then there are guys that play really, really aggressive that have to be a little more spam the trigger a little more often. For that, I would say usually, if you're going with mid caps, you just say carry 3 mid caps on me, minimum. You can definitely go more from there, but I would say minimum mid caps that you want to carry on you is 3, right? Minimum 3 mags on you at all times. And as far as how long the battery will last itself, it depends on the milliamperage. Like, the higher the milliamperage, obviously the longer it's going to last, right? The more energy there is. But it also depends on how much you're pulling that trigger. If you're not pulling that trigger very often, then the battery should last you a little bit longer. Just bear in mind, depending on the gun you may have, if it already has a pre-installed like ETU or MOSFET, it could be a constant drain MOSFET where even if you're not using the gun, it will still like drain battery or drain life from the battery. So just keep that in mind. Not all MOSFETs are, but some of them are. So that can also affect how long it lasts as well, like on a full charge. But for me, I've been able to get like a 600, like no joke, I've been able to get a 600 milliamperage battery to last me like 4 hours worth of play, which is actually pretty good considering I was playing indoors, right? I'd say that's pretty good, honestly. I definitely would recommend at that point bring extra batteries or buy extra batteries if you haven't already, Kyle. But yeah, that's typically like, it depends on how you use it, really. Oh, okay, Jose Rodriguez. Okay, now I understand what you're saying. I thought you were talking about the gun. I don't know what I was saying. Side folding stock AK series black compatible with LK74. Which stock's compatible? The side folding stock for AK series compatible. ST6. Let's see. Atlas Custom Works. Side folding. For the side folding stock, I'm pretty sure it's using just like a regular buffer tube. If it's not, then it should be compatible with pretty much everything. Let me go ahead and double check that, though. I want to go ahead and double check that. Alex Martinez, what GBBR do you recommend that has good gas efficiency while still having decent performance? I believe I had a similar question earlier. For that one, I usually like to go with just recommending the KWA LM4s because, again, out of the box, they just like work very well. Like, I have no issues with them. They almost need no upgrades immediately. You can upgrade later on in the future, but usually I don't have to. What the? Okay. ACW. ACW. Folding stock. I hate autocorrect. Damn it. All right, I'm just going to go and use new max. ACW folding stock. Let's see here. Yeah, so to answer your question, Alex, it definitely would be like the KWA series. Just again, they're super easy to work on, or they're super easy out of the box. Like they don't really require like a ton of maintenance. Granted, it's a gas weapon rifle, so you are going to need to maintain it just like anything else. But honestly, they work solid right out of the box. They don't require much, and I feel like their tolerances are a little bit higher. Now, obviously, you get enough debris in like your you get enough debris in the chamber or like in the inner barrel itself or on the hop, God forbid the hop of chamber, then you will encounter some issues just like any other gas rifle. But again, the KWA system just seems to work very, very well. Just make sure, obviously, with any choice that you make, just make sure you're cleaning it fairly regularly. Jim the Mad Vine, can you send me any open bottle bag of .40 BBs? I don't think we'd be able to at that point. Let's see here. 68,297. Yeah, I was having trouble finding that. Thank you, Jose. Oh, this one. Okay. That is going to be a tough one, honestly. As far as the stocks that are compatible with that one, I know there is a stock that we did. Let me see. Z-style stock. I know there was a stock that was compatible with it. I don't know if we still have it right now. Oh, wait, no, that was a separate stock. Ah, damn it. I actually don't know what actually would be compatible with that one immediately, honestly. I thought we had one that was, but I think I was just imagining the SS8 style folding stock where it already came included with that, like, the butt plate already attached to it. I apologize for that, man. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain on that one. Not 100% certain on that one. Yeah, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry. How do I enter giveaway? That's from Coles. Coles, how to enter the giveaway? It's actually the easiest thing in the world. All you have to do is place an order with Airsoft GI. $20 minimum. That's it. $20 minimum. That's it. It could be for BBs, green gas, batteries, chargers, stock, right? Anything. If you want to get a pre-order on a new MGC4, as long as it's $20 or more, you have a shot at winning these shopping spree giveaway. However, this live stream specifically is ending in about 4 minutes. So this promo that I have highlighted right here is ending as soon as the stream ends, right? So any $50 order that you place will get you 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. That's anything $50 or more, right? And you have 5 chances of winning. Right now, the prize pot is stacked at $1,200. $1,200 is a lot of fucking money. You do not want to go out and miss your opportunity to go out and win big with Airsoft GI. But we also have coupon codes available as well. Coupon code 20th for 10% off your purchase. Use coupon code 20BD. Specifically, if you're ordering some accessories, you get 20% off that. And if you're ordering gear, like tactical gear, like a helmet, plate carrier, chest rig, maybe some clothing, use coupon code GEAR for 20% off that order. Just make sure to go ahead and take advantage before the end of the live stream if you want to go ahead and have a shot, again, at having 5 shots at winning $1,200. I'm just saying. Let's see here. NP. Yeah, sorry about that, man. Yeah, I'm not sure what stock. I thought we did have a stock that was compatible with it, but I guess I was wrong on that one. Cloud, can you buy me a new pistol? No, we cannot buy you a new pistol, but you can buy yourself a new pistol, and you'll have a shot at winning $1,200 during our shopping spree giveaway. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Guys, looks like the stream is going to be ending. Not too many people take advantage of the promos going on right now. I'm a little sad, actually. I am a little sad about that. Again, I want to go ahead and give these promos out there so that way people have more of a shot at winning. But I mean, if people don't want to take advantage of it, it's totally fine on us, right? We do this out of the goodness of our heart, but we can always just get rid of it too. We can always just not do it anymore. Let's go ahead and answer some final questions as well. The Dapper Geek asks, how would you gear up for a recon mission? That's actually a very good question. So for reconnaissance roles, snipers, anyone that's more so focused on gathering intel, you're not really going to be like seeing a whole lot of like combat, right? You definitely can, and it's good to be prepared for that. But in general, you're not going to be like, the standard grunt that's out there to go ahead and just fight, right? You are there as a specialist or some type of specialty role on gathering intelligence, maybe reporting back on intel, or scouting out an area, right, for whatever it may be, right, whatever that you are sent to look for. In that situation or in that scenario, you don't have to worry like too much about like carrying a plate carrier on you. I normally wouldn't, right? For that type of situation, be as lightweight as you possibly can. Only carry what you can take on your back realistically and still move fast, right? Take only what you can carry, right? That's the biggest thing, and move efficiently with it. So for that, I would say, like, again, once you like, assuming you already have like your clothing on, like a basic chest rig, right? Wearing a basic, simple, lightweight chest rig to carry your magazines. Obviously depending on the platform, you might need a very specific chest rig. But if you're carrying something that takes like 5.56 mags or like M4 style magazines, that's very easy to come by. Even if you're not, if you're carrying like a sniper rifle, like a bolt action, their magazines typically aren't the biggest in the world, so you can usually fit those in like pretty decent sized like pouches, so you can carry a few of those magazines on you if you want. If you're going to be out there for longer periods of time, either have a pouch dedicated specifically for water, or maybe carry like some type of like hydration carrier, a small one though, a very small one, in the event that you might have to carry like a backpack full of equipment or some supplies or whatever it may be. Maybe your own equipment, right? Your own like your own camping gear. Sometimes if you're sent out like during a milsim event, if you're part of like a recce team, you might have to sleep out literally in the middle of God knows where, right? And you have to have like a sleeping bag of some kind, or maybe a blanket or like a bivy, something like that, just to keep you like comfortable, and so you're not lying on like the grass or like the dirt, right? Just so you can go and set up, right? And so being able to have your back fairly clear and like lower profile, and not as bulky like you're carrying an additional backpack, or like a hydration carrier that's really big, it'll make wearing a larger pack on top of that a lot smoother and a lot easier and more comfortable. Versus if you have a plate carrier and you have something like a pack, like a little mini map in the back, you try to wear like a backpack on top of that, dude, it's the worst. You can do it, but it ain't comfortable. All right, guys, looks like that is the end of this live stream. Thank you for everyone who participated and asked their question. I tried my best to go and answer everyone's question. If I didn't get a chance to answer yours, hey, I can always answer it during the next live stream. The next one I have going on is going to be this coming Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, part of the No Flight List live stream, where I have a special guest of the week come on with me. And for everyone that was new, thank you for coming out. Pretty much everyone, not just new. Thank you for everyone that came out and watched the live stream. It means the world to me that you decided to go ahead and support me and actually watch the show. It's very, very, very appreciative. It means the world to me. It genuinely does. I know I say that over and over again, but it does. And if you want to go ahead and support the channel directly, make sure to go ahead and shop at Airsoft GI. Again, helps keeps the lights on, helps keep everything rolling. Make sure to go ahead and place your orders and get entered into the shopping spree. Again, $1,200. We have plenty of discounted items right now. The guns for sale, shocker deals. Again, they're ending in 2 days, so make sure that you take advantage for the weekend. Guys, my name is Isaias, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you to everyone that came out